there and welcome to another episode of Inkquiring Minds Workbench. I've just received 2 of the new Asvine V800 vacuum fillers from Sally at Easy Buy. Thank you, Sally. And I thought even before I did the review that I would take these pens apart using the tools provided, looking at how to maintain the pen, disassemble and reassemble the pen, and even change parts if necessary, because Inkquiring Minds want to know. So which one should we take apart? Well, I'm going to save the amber for later. We're going to take this pen apart and we're going to check the capacity of it as well to see how much ink it takes. And when we put it back together again, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on it with some silicone oil. So the pen arrives with this little bag full of tools and parts. If you don't get one of these, ask your retailer because they should be provided with it. There should be a wrench, 2 piston tops, and 2 silicone O-rings. And this wrench is usable for a number of different types of Asvine pens and other pens as well. So let's take the cap off, put that aside. The section comes apart, and some vac fillers they don't. So this is a nice feature right here. And there's a silicone O-ring right there that prevents any leakage, but we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on that as well, because you should apply some silicone oil or grease to those threads just to make sure that it's sealed nicely. And I'm going to get out a rubber gripper, and I'm just going to grip the nib unit top and bottom and give it a turn, because the nib unit should unscrew. And there we have our section, and there we have our nib unit. There's a silicone O-ring right there as well, and one right at the top of the nib unit. You should have both of those silicone O-rings in place to prevent leakage. And you can pull this out further. We're going to pull this steel nib and feed out of the nib unit. I'm just going to put it back in the section and in the barrel again, just to give it a little bit of leverage for when I want to pull that nib. So I'm going to grip the whole pen, grab the nib by the shoulders right here, not by the fins on the feed, or that will crush it, with a little bit of rubber gripper material. And here's a technique that Brian Goulet showed me through one of his videos, not just me personally, but everyone. And grip the nib unit and the section, and then press your knuckles together right here while pulling out like that with your thumbs. Push the knuckles together and pull. Gives you a little bit more leverage. And there's the nib unit, and I was trying to think of whether this was ebonite or not. So there's a couple of ways of telling. One is to look for injection molding seams or gates anywhere. If this is injection molded plastic, you generally see mold numbers or seams. I don't see any right now. The second way is to sand off some of this and smell the shavings. I'm going to see if I can smell it to begin with. I can't smell anything, but I'm going to get out a little bit of sandpaper here, and just on a piece that isn't going to be so noticeable or needed. I don't want to get into any of those little seams right there because that's where ink flows. Maybe right there. I'm just going to sand it a bit with some 400 grit and check the color and then smell it. Yeah, that's ebonite. It smells like burning rubber or burnt rubber, like a rubber tire. And that's what ebonite is. It's black hard rubber. Now that we've determined that, let's put the nib and feed aside, remove the section again, and let's unscrew the blind cap. And that's where the vacuum rod is. And it slides up and down inside the barrel. But with the rod out, you can see the end here has flats on those metal threads. And that's where your wrench goes. Right there like that. But the best thing to do to unscrew this vac unit is to push the rod back in and screw the blind cap lightly down on top of that wrench, so the wrench is held in place. This is important because you don't need to remove that wrench again until you put it back in again. Grabbing some gripper material always helps. Keep it from slipping. And this is a regular right-handed thread, so it's lefty-loosey and righty-tighty. There's loose. And we pull the whole unit out of the pen. Now the barrel is free of all of its hardware, and you can clean that out. And you can see that shelf there where the chamber gets wider to release that vacuum. And there is our vacuum pump unit. There are 2 silicone O-rings right there. there's another silicone O-ring right at the top of the rod, and then there's the piston ring right there. These two parts are these two parts that were provided in the kit. There's the piston ring, and there is the O-ring that plugs the end of the section. If we look at the section, you can see that little O-ring fits right in there like that and plugs up that section. When you unscrew the blind cap, it pulls that back a little bit and allows the ink to flow. That's why it's vitally important to unscrew your vacuum-filled pen when you want to write to allow the ink to flow. And then you close it down afterwards to keep any pressure changes back here in the barrel from forcing ink up through the pen. So when you're flying, for example, keep that blind cap closed and it will plug up that section and you won't have any burpage of ink. You notice I'm keeping this wrench on here. There's no reason to remove that wrench from this unit. I'm just going to replace, I know they're brand new, but I'm going to show you how to replace these O-rings. Just going to get a small toothpick and get up underneath that ring and just push it off. There we go. And then we can take off the piston ring just by pulling it up over top of the rod, just like that. Let's put the new rod on, and you notice that it's wedge shaped and the largest shape should be forward towards the nib. Just give that a push right there. Put the new plug O-ring on the tip and you're ready to go. It's just that easy. Now, before we put this back in the barrel again, we're going to grease some parts. I'm going to put a drop of silicone oil right there on the piston, and then a little bit here on the rod, and then a little bit here on those O-rings and threads. And then we're just going to run the whole thing up and down inside the barrel, back and forth, just like that. And then righty-tighty, making sure that ring is in place, righty-tighty the pen back, and just give it a hand tight. Don't over-torque this or you'll break the acrylic. Then you can release the knob and the wrench will drop off. There we go. We open it up and run it back and forth. That'll grease that rod up as well with that silicone grease, and you can really hear that pop now. Silicone grease really creates a nice vacuum seal. Then before we put the section back on the pen, I'm going to add some silicone oil to those threads there and that O-ring, just like that, and spread it back and forth. And that'll make sure that there's no leaks at all. Now we can take our nib and feed, put them back together again, line up the feed with the nib so that it's just where the two edges of that ebonite feed touch the swoop of the nib. Grab the nib top and bottom. Don't press on those fins. I try to press on that angled part right there to keep from breaking the feed. And we're going to put it back in the pen again. The nib unit is keyed. You might be able to see right there to there. There's that wider spot. That's where the nib goes. And there's the narrower collar to the bottom. That's where the bottom of the feed goes. Line it up so that it's lined up with those marks, and just give it a small push and make sure the nib is all the way seated. And there it is, seated in the section properly. And now we're going to fill this pen and we're going to test it to see how much ink capacity it has. I'm going to fill it with some Iroshizuku Shinkai, which is a lovely blue-black that should match this pen nicely. And I'm going to weigh the pen first without the cap, and we get 22.25 grams. I'm going to hit tear, and then we're going to fill the pen, pull the rod back, open up our lovely ink. We're going to drop the nib into the ink all the way to the section, and then push this all the way down, and it's going to fill with ink. There you go. And it's filled up to about there. You can just see the ink level. There's still some capacity there. So what we have to do, this is a little bit tricky. If you're up for it and you have plenty of Kleenexes standing by, pull that rod back out again, down to the bottom, and then push that rod back up until you can see the ink level rising to the section. And what I look for all the time here is right at the bottom of the feed, I push down on the rod and look for ink welling up. Bubbles will well up, but it's when that ink, you can see it's moving up there in the section. I'm just going to push down on it and get to the point where the ink goes up through that section like that. See it well up right there? Then I'm going to hold that rod right where it was. It's going to want to jump out again because of the pressure. Dip it back down into the ink and push it the rest of the way down, leaving the nib in the ink for a few seconds for the vacuum to suck up the remaining ink. And there we go. It's absolutely full. Let's see how much ink I've got. Put it back on the scale. 3.25 milliliters of ink. Holy Mackinaw, that's a lot of ink for a vacuum filler. That's the largest capacity vacuum filler I know of. I'm sure there are probably others, but this is the largest capacity I've ever seen on a vac filler. And now we can close that back down again, and we're ready to write. I hope you enjoyed this little primer on how to disassemble, reassemble, and ink up the Asvine V800 vacuum filler. Thanks for watching.
I made this.